Okay, guys, honestly, how is it that my girl Hannah, who's literally been the MVP the entire show, dropped the ball so hard in this episode? She was in the end zone. It was the third act. Like, how did she do it? I don't know. It bothered me, man. It was Choke City. Choke City, USA. Population, Hannah. And it just bothered me, man. So this episode is really just one long fight sequence against the dragon, which is fine. It was cool and all. It was actually a fairly well done fight sequence. Apart from the very glaring fact that the dragon had no business being inside of that castle, and I don't care what anyone says, there's no way he could have gotten in there, by the way, okay? There's a back door, I've heard people say. No, there's not. They show a shot of the outside of this castle. There's no way the dragon should have been in there. He could have been in there, and there's no way he should have been in there. And how could he move around in there? There's a part where he's chasing Ethan down a hallway, and he literally can't move in there without destroying walls. I don't know how he was in there. I know it seems like I'm hung up on that one thing, but it really bothered me. It made no sense, and it really brought the whole action sequence down. I don't know. Also, and I guess since I'm ranting about this now, I might rant this whole review. Sorry. Also, since I guess I'm ranting about this, one of the ways they used to defeat him or to weaken him at least is by dropping rubble on his head, because they're having this conversation, Ethan and the dragon's like, well, you've seen that humans are evil, right? I know that the episodes are named after sins. This one's named Pride. And you've seen all the evil sins in the world, all 7 of them. Those are the only that exist. And Ethan's like, no, dragon, you're the monster. I know Hannah's been disappearing this entire fight, but we've planned it off screen. She's actually going to drop rubble on you. And that's what they do. And at first I'm like, all right, there's my girl Hannah, right? There's my girl carrying the team again, being the only one who can use legitimate magic in the whole show, by the way. But whatever. I guess maybe only pawns can use magic. I hadn't really considered that until just now, but that's besides the point. Anyways, they drop rubble on the dragon's head by destroying the ceiling. And again, why is the dragon indoors? That's just a huge weakness. It can't move in there. It can't fly in there. It basically handicapped himself. And yes, I get the argument that well, Kevin, the dragon actually wants to die. Yes, okay, viewer, I understand that. But what I don't understand is why he put up a fight at all then. Why did he put up a fight at all if he actually wanted to die? I don't get it. I don't know if it was just some weird mind games he was playing with Ethan. Probably, honestly. But a dragon's biggest tactical advantage isn't its fire breath. It's its flight, that it can fly. And if it goes indoors, it can't fly. And it isn't able to fly until after they break the rubble and he can escape. I mean, I guess you probably could have flown through the ceiling anyways, but that's besides the point. Anyways, they kill the dragon, right? Because he was, I guess, wanted to die. He had very poor tactics, and I guess you can write it off as him wanting to die. And they kill him with such a very tiny little stab in the chest, and it was honestly is that it? Is that all it took to kill him? And he goes down. Ethan loses it. I guess that primal dragon rage takes over and he starts literally eating the dragon's heart. I'm not sure whether or not he could have stopped that. The dragon, who should have been dead but isn't, I guess. I thought they killed him, but he's still talking. Okay, if I were Hannah, I would have told him to shut up, but whatever. Ethan is eating the dragon's heart, and the dragon's like, rage and vengeance has consumed you. To which Ethan's like, wait, what are you talking about, Willis? And the dragon's like, oh, well, you're going to become the next dragon. And I called it, by the way. Let's not make it about that, but it's a good feeling. And the dragon's like, oh, yeah, I used to be human too. And like you, I killed the dragon. And now you're the dragon. So, peace. And he gets Thanos out of there. He literally turns to dust. And Ethan is like, what have I become? And he starts turning into the dragon. And okay, that's cool, right? That's a good twist. I did see it coming, but it's a part of the show, an aspect of the lore that I really like, that an Arisen is destined to become a dragon. I get that. But questions they didn't answer, though, what are pawns, right? They don't answer that. I had assumed that Hannah was the dragon's previous body, like Ethan's soul gets put into the dragon's body, and then his physical body is now soulless, goes into the pawn realm, and he becomes the next pawn, which is why Hannah at first needs to like regain her humanity and regain her emotions, because she was literally an empty husk. Think of it like nobodies from Kingdom Hearts, if you guys get that reference, that they need to create their own emotions and hearts and souls. And I think that's what happened to Hannah, but they don't explain whether or not that's what's going to happen to Ethan. I don't know. That's my headcanon, at least. Another thing that's part of my headcanon is that after Ethan becomes a dragon, right, that he flies off into this sky portal that isn't explained also. What is that sky portal? Can dragons just do that? Can they just portal to places? For all we know, it's a time portal, and Ethan always has been and always will be that dragon. Because the design of the dragon didn't change. I thought it would, but it didn't. He looks identical to the dragon he just killed, to the dragon he just slayed. So that tells me there's a very real chance the dragon he killed was his future self. Like, I don't know how many centuries it's been and how many time jumps he's made and how many other Arisens he's made to try to kill him. But for all we know, Ethan killed himself, and that is his fate. And that's such a cool idea to me. I hope that's the case. I'm sure some of you that know the game lore can probably tell me how wrong I'm being, but I don't know. I just really like that idea that Ethan created himself and he killed himself, and it's all for full circle. I don't know what that means about Hannah. I don't know what that means about other dragons potentially in the world, but time portal, headcanon, I'm there. But even before that, Hannah dropped the ball so hard, guys. Oh my god, dude. This episode made me hot because Hannah is my favorite character. By far, by the way. Like, even when she didn't have personality, she had personality. Like, more so than Ethan, the strong, silent type. And then Ethan, in this episode, he's transforming into the dragon. Hannah has a chance to save potentially hundreds of thousands of lives. And Ethan's begging her, Hannah, please kill me. Please save all those lives I'm going to take. To which she responds, I just can't do it. I'm your protector. What do you mean you're his protector? Protect him from a fate worse than death. Protect him from a fate worse than death, Hannah, please. All she had to do, just a quick throat slit. I don't know if Hannah has killed anyone before in the show, because now that I'm thinking about it, I think Ethan has gotten all the kills, and I don't know what that says about Hannah's potential for murder. He's gonna become a bloodthirsty dragon. Well, I guess murder. I don't know. I get that Hannah didn't have it in her, but it just bothered me, man, because the whole show she's been the MVP, and when it really counted, when she really had to step up, she didn't. And then Ethan's cool with it, and he's like, I know you can't kill me, but you need to become humanity's protector from now on. Can she become humanity's protector, Ethan? Do you really think she can become that? She couldn't kill you now. What makes you think she can kill you when you're attacking scores of villages? I don't know. That really bothered me. But Ethan flies away into the sky magic time portal. And then Hannah just goes off into the world exploring. I guess pawns don't need an Arisen to exist anymore. I don't know if that means that, again, she has a soul now. She found her humanity. She has another heart. They don't explain that. That's just what I'm choosing to take away from it. Maybe you guys have other thoughts on the subject. But she goes off, deals with some kids, and yeah, she just is humanity's protector from the dragon now. How she's gonna stop the dragon, I don't know. Would she even be willing to? I don't know. Is the dragon even gonna appear in her lifetime? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Honestly, like, because there's so many things about this lore that I find cool, but ultimately don't really make sense. Like, the dragon was talking to Ethan while he was dying. He didn't even have a heart anymore, but the dragon was still talking. And he was like, it's in my nature to kill humans. Like, I cannot stop. It comes as easily to me as breathing does to you. I did a terrible impression, but the point is, that's what he said. And I'm just sitting here thinking, but in the first episode, they said no one had seen a dragon for 100 years. So obviously, at some point, he had to have stopped, right? He had to have get control of himself or something. Or did he go through that time portal? I don't know. That's just random thoughts I'm having because I'm rambling and I'm ranting now. That being said, as to my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma as a whole, because this was the final episode, it was a fairly fun watch, guys. I know I complained most of the time. I know I nitpicked a lot of the show, but ultimately it made me feel things. Look at me now. Look how hot I'm getting. That's not something that every show can do. I enjoyed it. Dragon's Dogma, worth watching, especially if you love fantasy. It is very generic fantasy, but I think the dragon twist at the end kind of brought it home. The Hannah thing, less so, but it is what it is, guys. I enjoyed this show. I would watch a season 2, maybe the next Arisen, maybe Hannah's journey. Probably won't happen, but you know what? Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching if you did, guys. You're welcome to like and subscribe if you want. I'm not going to make you. How am I going to know? Really? Have a good day, guys. And remember, if a dragon ever slaughters your whole family, I guess apparently you just let it go or else you're going to become the next dragon. I don't know what that was all about. But have a good day, guys. Be safe.